Okay, for Christmas I got this book, which is, it's called, and it is a fabulous book, it is called The New LaRose Encyclopedia of Mythology. And it's from 1959. They're on eBay. You can get them on eBay. They're only a few dollars. Very, very cheap. And it's magnificently done. And it addresses the ancient myths in a non-religious way, so that they don't slant it on anything. Here's what they said. Here's what they said. That's it. Now I'm going through Babylonian history, Marduk, and so forth, and I believe I found Marduk. I found the dragon, Marduk's dragon. And why I say that is because the dragon in Morocco, if you've been following the research I've been doing in Morocco, that dragon has a funny nose on it, and it always bothered me. And I looked, I said, something happened to his nose. Well, look at that nose. That is Marduk's dragon. And I found not only those little wrinkly spots, but the hook that comes back too. And then it turns into all the scales. Now this part, that's a little different. Although, the body's all mashed up. But I think the one in the desert has wings. I just don't know. But that is supposedly Marduk's dragon. And that's the detail of the nose and the face. So let's go look at the one in the desert. Alright, listen, I don't want to gloat. But I'm telling you, I'm having a hard time ungloating. All right, you see that? You see what is that? That's a dragon. I'm serious. It is a dragon, case closed. Now, how can I really be certain of that? That's not pareidolia and all this business they're talking about. Well, what is that? I say that is a throat. And what is that? I say that's the flashy looking fluty stuff that you see on dragons. And I say that this down here is flames coming out of that dragon's throat, and up here I see that fluty looking thing on his nose. And you say, "Whoa, no, I don't see that." Well, let's take a quick look. What is this? Is that not a dragon's throat? Is that not a dragon-scaled throat? What do you see? I see a dragon-scaled throat. If you don't see a dragon-scaled throat, I don't know what else I can say. And if you've ever seen a dragon with the fluty looking things over in the parades, that's what they have growing down the sides. That's just not accident. And it's dead, laying here in the... Well, yes, it's dead. See that? That's what happens when a dead, decaying body leaches its bodily fluids out. And that's what it's doing. Now, what did I say about flames coming out of its mouth? Well, look at this. There's flames coming out of its mouth. All right? And I can see even the squirters. I figured out how it squirts. You see this? Here we go. Here's his neck, his throat, okay? Don't forget, dragon-scaled throat, up here, all the way. Now, what happens here? Well, we've got flames. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Don't tell me we don't. Boom, nasty. You want to stand in front of that? I wouldn't. All right, here's what we got back here. Injectors. You say, ooh, what's the injectors? Here they are right here. There's red ones and green ones. And between the two of them, you don't want to be in the middle. Look at that. This is serious chemistry here. And as it comes down, they squirt together. And when they come out of here and they hit the oxygen or something, I don't know, they just combust. And it was this big, gigantic dragon with his nose so red, his nose so bright, his nose just looking exactly like Marduk's dragon's nose. You see, it's right on the end of his nose. I always looked at that and I said, what the hell is that doing? And it's got even the little hooks and everything. Look at this. That's not an accident. You see that? That's the front of it. That's the top of his nose. And it comes up with these little hooky things, the same stuff it shows on Marduk's dragon. And then you got this little, you see this? You get da-zoop, 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 da-zoop. And that's what they show on the front of Marduk's dragon. There's his eye. So, and it's a big dragon. This baby goes and 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 goes. And let's just stop down here somewhere at this old decaying, rotting dragon scaled tail. Now, I have been wondering whether I should be speaking of these things. You know, this gigantic dragon attacking this fish, spitting out all those nasty, flamy things at him. See these nasty, look at this, see that? Poof! And nastiness combusts upon the fin. Look at that. Isn't that something? Now, so here's my dilemma. Should well, I showed this, so you know, somebody's seeing it now. Are the good guys seeing it? Are the bad guys seeing it? My feeling is that I had to actually literally prayed basically about this. I said, what do I do? What the hell do I do? And I came out with the fact that Jesus said, in the final days there will be nothing left. Nothing will be left unhidden and hidden. There will be no stone unturned. The rocks will cry out. And there's going to be people held accountable for the way they've handled things. It sounds like to me. I just wouldn't want to be on certain sides of things. But this is obviously a fish getting killed by a dragon. Now, what can I say about that? What can you say about that? And what can you say about Atlantis being right here? And I'm telling you right now, I am finally getting through to these academics, and they are not pleased. And here's the Straits, and everybody's, oh no, it was Straits of Hercules. Absolutely not. It was outside the Straits. Nobody ever said Straits of Hercules. Nobody ever said Straits of Gibraltar. We assumed that. This is it right here. And the boats are still in the docks, or maybe not. I don't know. But I can tell you one thing. They were here once. And all of these little places in here, these are all little buildings. And absolutely incredible. I have all the, you know, I've done it many times. And it all ran out into the ocean. And if you talk to a geologist, they'll say, oh, no, that was an offshore collapse. I said, don't you see this? I said, well, that's all, no, that's just from the wind erosion. I said, no, it isn't. It ran out of here thousands of years ago. Just exactly what Plato says. I think it was 9,100 years before Plato. I think I put it at 11,500, something like that. I can't remember now. It's been a long time. I've been talking about this a very long time. And there is other things here that I stopped talking about because they're scary as hell. And I'm talking about them again today, which is the embryo in the desert, which is right here. And it's heading over, you see it, to attach to the uterine wall. Now get yourself a doctor looking at that. You see that? It's vein and artery and probably nerves. And this thing is heading over to it to attach. All right? That's a gamete or a zygote or some one of those little tiny cells that's starting to grow. To me it is. And I'm telling you right now, the stuff I just found even today just absolutely floors me. Every day is a flooring time. Because I found out where all this stuff comes from. Shocking. By any standard.